Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, July 30th, 2015. I'm Lafern Fraser with the details. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force earlier today destroyed over $25 million worth of illicit drugs at Rabaca. As we hear in this report by Sharon Garraway, this is all part of the fight against drugs in this country.
A cadre of police officers was at the Rabaca Farm area today, Thursday, July 30th, 2015, where they prepared a huge bonfire to shred and discard a quantity of illicit drugs with a street value of $25 million. The drugs stored at the narcotics base was seized from the period January 2010 to July 2015. According to the officers, the drugs were seized by various station units and the Coast Guard of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Some were interdicted at sea operations with the Narcotics Unit, the Rapid Response Unit, and Coast Guard. Most were, however, seized on land. They comprised of 12,194 pounds of cannabis worth $18,292,200, 228 grams of cannabis plants with a street value of 5,000 EC dollars, 103.7 pounds of cocaine worth $7,432,450, and 50 grams of cocaine rocks with a cost of $750. Deputy Commissioner of Police Ronald Hathaway says though cocaine trafficking is seemingly a concern, marijuana is still the main drug that is being brought before the courts here.
We are having, and we are seeing in recent times, quite a large amount of cocaine. But the majority of drugs that is confiscated in St. Vincent by the police obviously is marijuana, due to the fact that quite a large percentage is produced here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The Deputy Commissioner made it clear that the police will spare no effort to tackle the illegal drug trade here.
In our effort in engaging persons involved in drugs and criminal activity, we understand the implication that it has on the wider society, and it is our responsibility, it is our duty to ensure that there is a safe environment for everyone to enjoy.
As we wear protective gear to ensure that we are not inhaling a lot of the smoke coming from over $25 million worth in cocaine and cannabis being burnt here at Rabaca, the police continues to pledge that it would continually fight against crime and any sort of drug trafficking that plagues this country. Reporting for SVG Television News, I am Sharon Garraway.
Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Sir Dwight Venner, engaged the media of member states last evening in discussion on the resolution strategy for the ECCU financial system. One of the topics looked at is the new Banking Act, which Sir Venner says provides the opportunity for a wide-ranging discussion on important development issues which are critical at this crossroad in our economic history, but is not being discussed. He says the discussions thus far are instead focused on a narrow individual interest or personal animosity toward the central bank.
This is an insular and inward-looking approach which is out of sync with the global environment in which we exist. For these reasons and others, the discussion has become highly political instead of objectively and soberly reflective on the times we live in and the future of our countries in a very competitive and daunting international environment.
Asked whether the supposedly heavy-handedness of the new banking regulations are as a result of the Clico-Bico debacle, the governor made it clear that it is not. He explains that the regulations were put in place to address major issues in the banking sector following the fallout from the global recession.
In the United States of America, where it started, which is unusual, it usually starts in some third world country, but here it's coming from the center of capitalism, okay, and therefore it affects everybody. The United States dollar is the international reserve currency. All central banks have accounts at the Fed in New York, so they in a sense are the premier country, no doubt about that, and the financial system has. So if that system is on the verge of collapse as it was, then that's going to spread everywhere. When there's a crisis and you don't go over the cliff, in a sense you live to talk about it afterwards. It's like hurricanes in our place, right? There's a hurricane warning, it doesn't come. We get complacent again. Okay, that was the issue here. So the international regulators got together and said, look, we really have to move the goalposts on this. And that is moving from a state of where we were very liberal in terms of regulation to recognizing that this could really spook the system. And so international standards have been set. And all countries in the world have to align in some way, shape, or form, to these things.
So Dwight Venner says the new Banking Act also seeks to correct the deficiencies in the previous act, which he points out had no preempted powers to the central bank.
When we intervened the bank, by that time it was insolvent. So to preempt that, we've had to, like all the other countries, to put in preemptive legislation in order to make sure that we don't go that route again. There's no guarantee, because as people say, there's no guarantee that a bank will not fail, but you can do your best to mitigate that risk in many ways, which we've had to do.
Claiming that the indigenous Garifuna were not enslaved, leader of the Garifuna delegation from Belize, who is currently in the state, Professor Wellington Ramos, says he cannot support this country's Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, on his initiative to include the Kalinago people in the reparation campaign for slavery. The political scientist and historian says the issues are different and that he has lost respect for Prime Minister Gonsalves, whom he believes is not listening to the concerns of the Garifuna. He explained that a letter was written to the Prime Minister explaining his concerns, but they have been ignored since he was never responded to.
I was so angry and disgusted, I lost all respect for him right there and then. And let me tell you why. When the reparations proclamation was made by the government of St. Vincent and the people, I saw it in the Caribbean news and I said, this looked good. But I have to see what is inside. But upon reading it, I called a meeting with some Garifuna leaders, and we said, something is kind of funny here. They keep saying reparations for slavery and genocide. But for we, the Garifuna people, we cannot mix slavery with genocide if we were never slaves. So we want to separate the two issues, at least when it comes to us. Let us talk about genocide. We don't want to hear nothing about slavery. Not that we don't care about slavery, but for the people who are enslaved, that is their issue. It is not our issue. Please, don't bring that slavery to us. Bring the genocide. I don't care how you're going to take your case. That was one issue.
Professor Ramos further stated that Honduras, Guatemala, and Nicaragua are places where Garifuna also reside, but these countries are not a part of CARICOM and may fail to be represented in the proposal for reparations.
The second issue is Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, where a majority of our people live. They are not part of CARICOM. And this is a case that is going to be brought by CARICOM. So how are they going to be represented in this process? We don't know, because it was never explained to us. And the next thing is, we were not even consulted about this issue. Common sense could tell you that if you want to represent a people on anything, you need to talk to them. We were not spoken to. You cannot come and represent me. Any liar who's a liar could tell you, you can't represent your client without you know how he thieved the egg. Because when you go to court, you need the elements to destroy the elements to acquit your client. So that was not done.
The Garifuna delegation is expected to attend a public meeting this evening at the Greg's Playing Field organized by the New Democratic Party. A similar meeting is slated for Sandy Bay this Sunday from 5 p.m. Expressing her concern that women need to be checked so that they can be treated, and also in helping to prevent cervical cancer caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV, local Pan American Health Organization, or PAHO representative Anique Wilson says she is pleased that her organization is supporting the initiative to establish an HPV vaccination and policy program here.
Now, the human papillomavirus is one of a family of more than 100 different viruses, most commonly spread via sexual contact, that causes warts on the hands and feet and in the genital area. There are several types of HPV viruses that are associated with pre-malignant and malignant changes in the cervix. Most HPV infections don't lead to cancer, but some types of genital HPV can cause cancer. The good thing is, vaccines can help to protect against the HPV strains that can cause genital cancer.
Emphasizing the importance of conducting studies, Wilson says that this type of strategic methodology would ensure that health guidelines are well formulated.
Research or empirical data are always a welcome feature, as it gives vital information on what's happening within a defined population and/or geographic space. By so doing, it provides information to guide both policy and programming. So the results of the HPV survey will provide epidemiological data on HPV to guide the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment as they seek to make important decisions in health. Today, POW is again journeying with you to share the results of your hard and dedicated work, which at that time entailed, when it began, the collection of specimens within the community and soliciting a response to a questionnaire.
A number of students who were successful at the 2015 CPEA examinations were yesterday awarded scholarships from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Cooperative Credit Union Limited. The scholarship usually provides academic support to the awardees throughout the duration of their secondary and tertiary school years. Superintendent of Police Ruth Jacobs told the awardees that they are not being awarded the scholarships out of luck, but because of the hard work of the policemen and women of SVG, and also because of their own hard work at the primary school level. She advised them that from now on the work gets more difficult and there will be many challenges. However, the best way to overcome them is not to run away from them, but to face them head on.
It is because our officers of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force have worked hard in making their contribution to the Police Scholarship Fund. And also because you students have worked really long and hard in passing your CPA examination, preparing you to go to a secondary school. And you will be moving from primary level to secondary level. Indeed, there are many obstacles and challenges that will be in your way. But my encouragement to you this afternoon is to face them head on.
The police superintendent further encouraged the students not to get caught up in activities at secondary school which may jeopardize their future.
Today, the society is changing, and we are living in a changing society. People hardly show love and compassion these days. Conflicts are being resolved by knives and cutlasses and guns and any other form of offensive weapon. For the first time in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a 12-year-old girl was arrested and charged for murder. I want you, young girls and young boys, to place yourself in a position like this young girl. And just tell yourself that I cannot go out when I want to. I cannot socialize with my friends and play and do things that normal children will do. Having passed the CPA exam, I am entitled to go to a secondary school that the ministry placed me to go based on my results, and I just cannot go.
The students were reminded how important it is to get a scholarship since books are very expensive at any level, and they must be thankful for the opportunity given to them.
I want to encourage you, children, to take great advantage of this offer of a scholarship, because it is very, very expensive to send a child to school. In our day, we went with the royal reader, and we went with maybe a student companion when you reach a certain age. Now the children can hardly carry the books. And that alone will tell you how hard it is to support a child to school. So this is a very important venture, and I want to encourage you to take it for its worth and to ensure that you use it wisely.
The son of missing prison officer Errol Kittel says he is still hopeful that his father will return home safely. According to Police Constable Sid McDowell, his 59-year-old father of Daphne has been reported missing since last Wednesday, July 22nd, when he went out on a fishing expedition and never returned. McDowell said it was not until the following Thursday that he realized his father was missing as he went to visit his children. He explains that usually his father is not at home when he leaves for work, and when he returned home that day, he realized his father had not returned after a neighbor inquired about him.
Came back in the evening. I didn't see him, right? I asked my brother if he see him. He told me no, he ain't see him. But I didn't study like if he came back from fishing, because I know sometimes he could come back from fishing and he go sleep and then he might go somewhere. You know, he might go by one friend or something online. Right? So I didn't really study that. Then SVG Davis, which people know him as Clary, he came up and he asked me if I see Daddy. I tell him no, I ain't see him. He said, Benjamin ain't come from fishing yet. So when he tell me so, he said, what do you mean come from fishing? He said, yeah, because when he leave down on top of the rock, Daddy wasn't at home. Right? Not at home. He wasn't on the rocks when he leave down in the morning to come home. So I went downstairs and I looked for his bag with his fishing gears. I didn't see the bag.
The concerned son described his father as an easygoing, friendly and well-respected man who did not have any known enemies who might have had intentions to hurt him. He also added that his father would have informed him if he was going to be away from home for so long.
For a week? No, he's on vacation, right? Normally he don't leave home for this length of time. If he going anywhere, he will tell you that he going such and such. And I know for sure, if he going leave home, if he going spend some time out and he don't want nobody know, if it's one person he will want to know is me. I know that for sure.
Does he have any enemies of any kind?
No, he is a friendly person. Everybody meeting me in town and everywhere I go, they're saying, oh, they're so sorry, you know, that he was such a good person, and you know that he gone just like that, you know. It ain't nice, you know, that he just go missing.
What do you think happened to him?
I don't know. And seriously, sometimes I don't even want to think about it, because you know it does bring this kind of feeling on top of me. I don't like.
McDowell further says that though his father's fishing bag, which contained his gear, was found in the Sign Hill Bay area on Sunday, he refuses to believe that his father is gone. He is encouraging persons to be on the lookout for him.
He gone and we can't really do nothing. They're saying that, you know, like he dead or something, but I don't know if he dead. I found his bag on Sign Hill Bay on Sunday. Me and 12 of my friends, right? We found his bag and I found his bag. My friend telling me, well, you know, now he gone now, you know. I know for sure now he gone, and I telling him that we don't know that for sure, and I don't believe so. I still have faith, and I still believe that my daddy can come home. If he is seen, he was last seen wearing a black jersey, a white short pants, and a rasta colored cha-cha-cha, right? And if he is seen and anybody want, they could call me first. My number is 455-3353. You could call me. I could call Central Police Station and at CID.
A total of 8 persons from the North Leeward constituency successfully completed a floral arrangement training course organized by the Youth Affairs Division. The course, which ran from June 2nd through July 27th, 2015, was held at the Rosebank Community Center. Speaking at the closing of the program, Head of Administration in the Youth Affairs Department, Phil Jaffers, says the course was geared at promoting the development of youth in small business and to help unemployed young people from disadvantaged communities to have an enriched opportunity to enhance their social and economic status.
So today marks yet that milestone in your lives when another set of youth of this nation can celebrate achievement. If you've been following our Facebook page, you realize that we've been posting everything that is about celebrating youth in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we're celebrating Kiniki's bronze medal, and we're also celebrating the gold that has been won thus far at Special Olympics by Team SVG. So I want you to also feel part of it, because by this evening you will also be on our Facebook page as part of our celebration of youth in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I want to congratulate you, and I think we should put our hands together for this. Those who have completed this course have been exposed to the realization that you now possess the skills and abilities to create your own employment opportunities. So government don't have to do it for you anymore. We have provided the training, we have equipped you, now it's for you to go on out and find employment for yourself.
Jaffers says the Youth Department will also embark on a project to ensure that the 8 graduates further enhance themselves through entrepreneurial training.
So look forward to being entrepreneurially trained. So you have the skills, and we're going to teach you how to go into your own business. All right, so rest assured that that is going to happen maybe within another 2 weeks or so that you can be fully equipped. So at least we know 8 young persons from the North Leeward area can start their own business. Now the challenge is you don't have to do it alone. You can team up and do it as a group and do it as a business. Here's the benefit that is there. Through our ministry, we are going to embark on the cooperative division to ensure that you're given all the support that is necessary. So your bookkeeping, we're going to teach you how to do that. Forecasting and projecting, we will teach you how to do that. And then we're also going to try to ensure that you have a head start with the process.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Jasmine Hull, complimented the participants for sticking through to the end and said courses such as the floral arrangement training forms part of the ministry's safety net initiative geared toward economic development of the nation's youth.
The Youth Empowerment Service, SVG, which was officially launched in 2001, has been a major first start to many of our youth who have their eyes on a career path. The program provides a bridge for youth who have no experience in the world of work, while at the same time allowing the participants to contribute to the national development of the country through the various sectors. The continuation of the program is imperative to the further development of youth in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This will ensure that idleness, dependency, and poverty are minimized and even eliminated.
The oldest woman in this country celebrated her 107th birthday on Monday, July 20th, 2015. As we hear in this report from Sharon Garraway, age seems not to be slowing down this centenarian.
Although her eyesight is failing and the arthritis in her hands make it painful at times to grip things, Estelle Davis, this country's oldest person, is still remarkably healthy. On our visit to the home of the 107-year-old petite lady in Georgetown, she was anxious to sing and dance, as if she was still in a celebratory mood from partying on her birthday on Monday, July 20th.
Live, oh, live. Oh, leave me not alone, it's my shepherd, I shall not want.
Caretaker Sharon Charles says she is amazed by Davis's health and that she loves to be pampered and is firm on having good hygiene.
Every time he come bathe, she will hold cake home every day. So
So she likes to nice up?
Yeah, she nice up. She must come every day. And when you come back again, you come tomorrow and then till so she alright.
And how's her health in terms of physically as a...
For ageable lady, me find no, she skin clean. She alright. And sometimes she go say, you see my fingernail and I want to cut the long. So she alright. Yeah.
Daughter Sina Daniel, who also cares for the centenarian, says she is a lively person and believes that her good spirits is keeping her alive.
She always be good. Yeah.
And she would sing. I noticed she loves to dance and sing.
She love dance. She love dance a lot, yes. And she sing.
Granddaughter Alana Springer is of the opinion that her diet of lots of greens has played a significant role in her longevity.
Like okra, mustard, and chichira, and Christopine, and you know them stuff that she like eat. She like eat plenty fried dumpling and saltfish.
So the good stuff she rare.
Yes, she eat plenty fish, but you know like pork and them stuff.
So her diet plays a very important role.
Yes, in her younger days. Yeah.
And Davis was not shy about saying her prayers and shaking a leg with me for the cameras. Sharon Garraway, SVG Television News.